what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 98, volume 6 of the most highly anticipated podcast for lovers of pumpkin spice. Autumn walks through the woods and putting out our Christmas tree before Halloween. I am Chad Easton. I'm a big fan of prime time. Being one win away from states, and picking up Olivia from school to spend some quality time with her this weekend. She's coming home Friday. She's coming home. Yes, sir.
Attaboy. My name's Hank Cameron. I'm just a big fan. I'm a big fan of big fan. All right? I'm a big fan of big fan because after our last podcast, I had several people. Several people call, text, and say how glad that they are that we're back.
Sure.
We're back, and we're live.
I guess, Hank. Not really live.
No, we're not live. But it's good to be back.
It is good to be
back. I'm a
back.
big fan of the big fan.
Yeah, and so a lot of people did. They missed us, and they made it quite apparent to us that what we gave them last week or 2 weeks ago was some well-needed medicine. Well-needed medicine. Now they're ready to roll, and so are we, Hank. So, Hank, I'm maturing.
You are?
I'm maturing. I want to start.
Chad East is.
Chad East is maturing.
Okay,
yes.
all right.
Let me start here. So, football season is upon us. You know, our fantasy football leagues kicked into gear 2 weeks ago. NFL's into gear. College, we're watching it. I mentioned prime time. You got to see. Have you seen any of Colorado play the football? It's just amazing. Deion Sanders brings an energy level and a motivating force it's like no other.
It's amazing.
It's incredible. But
he's changed coaching.
Yes, he's changed everything. Like I heard today, that was the most watched Saturday late night game in the history of football. And it was Colorado versus Colorado State. Yeah. Do you think if primetime wasn't there, anybody be watching that game?
No, and you know one of our good friends has a daughter that's a freshman there.
Yes, right.
Can't get a ticket.
Right.
She can't go to a game.
Last year at 1-11, they were giving tickets away.
Yeah.
Now they don't have – now they're selling them for $800 a pop.
She cannot get in as a freshman to a football game. That's crazy.
That's the power of prime time.
Prime time.
But anyway,
But you have matured. You look mature. You got one sleeve on your shirt rolled up all the way over your shoulder. That's what a mature man would do.
That's what mature people do.
Okay.
So I just got back from a physical. Getting ready to turn 50 in a few months, Hank, right?
I know where this is going.
Yeah, and so anyway, I checked out. He said $1 million. He said, and I was like, Doc, are you sure about this?
Are you sure this was a doctor? You sure? Did he have one of those red Fisher Price stethoscopes that's always turned to the right?
Oh, that's hilarious.
This guy cannot. Where did he go to school?
Good question. I'm not quite sure, but he said, Chad, all your your blood work's come back.
Liver enzymes?
You're looking like $1 million.
Liver enzymes?
I said, Doc, check that out one more time. Doc, just check it one more time. And he looked through his notes and he was like, yeah, you're looking good.
Whew.
So anyway,
I need to get on board with this guy.
You need to come over to my doctor's. It's
Dr. Seuss over there.
Dr. Doolittle. So anyway, that happened, and then I started thinking, I'm getting 50. I'm starting to mature. I'm taking not as many nights till 2 a.m. No, we're bringing them back. Now we're going to about 9:30 or 10.
No.
Anyway.
No. So, I listen, I am calling complete crap on this. I'll walk with you to the gates of hell, but I will not stand here and listen to you lie to these people.
Well, the reason I'm saying maturing, not because the doctor said I'm $1 million and I'm getting ready to turn 50, but $1 million is 2 weeks ago when NFL football started, had an opportunity to go to a friend's house to watch the opening games and have a big time, or go see a play. And Hank, I'm way more cultured than you are. I mean, I see plays.
You're something.
I see ballets. Okay. I've acted before. I mean,
you're a thespian.
I'm a thespian. Yes. And I said, you know what, guys? I'm going to go see this play instead of watching NFL football opening weekend. I'm going to go see this play.
Was it like like Porky's the play? What was it?
It was called the Carole King musical, Beautiful.
Okay.
It's about her life.
Okay.
And I'm a big fan of Carole King. You know, I'll sing a couple songs.
Please don't.
Right? Anyway, the album is really famous. It's called Tapestry. So it's about her life. And so I'm in there. This is crazy. It's on Sunday at 3. I walk in there and I hear the distinct voice of my mom, loud, energetic, and she's with 18 other women.
Of course.
Yes.
She rolls deep,
Yeah,
boy.
she rolls crazy deep. So I see her, I give her a big hug, and she was like, "Oh, Chad, so glad to have you here." Jennifer and I, easily the youngest people in the entire play, which was amazing, Hank. I was moved to tears.
Moved to tears.
I was moved to tears. Carol Ann Hartman was the actress who portrayed Carole King, and she knocked it out of the park. Do you know Carol Ann? She is just ultra talented. And the whole cast and characters. Anyway, it was so worth going. But as I sat in there checking the scores on my phone, I was like,
checking the scores on my phone.
I was like, I am really maturing. I am almost a 50-year-old man sitting in a production of Carole King's Beautiful
During an NFL
during
Sunday.
the NFL opening weekend.
You know what?
How you feel about that? Hank?
If that defines you as maturing, then this should have happened a long time ago.
yeah.
You know that?
Sure.
Because I can state instances in the last month where some would argue you're not maturing.
What do you speak of,
Well,
Hank?
but let's not
Let's-
get too
let's
deep
keep
into
this-
this.
let's
But
keep
I will
this to
tell you,
yourself.
fantasy football draft night, there's things to talk about.
Sure there
So
are. Sure there
we
are.
won't talk about that.
Well, let's talk about a couple other things besides my
Do it.
maturity. So we're 1 win away from states. Let's don't get over our heads. But one more
Captain
win.
is-
Do what?
Our captain's getting ahead of
He's
himself.
already booking places to
That's
stay.
ridiculous.
It's the kiss of death.
It is the
But
jinx.
hopefully we're going to stay on program here. We're going to get it done. States. When's the last time we went to states? It's been several years, right?
Yeah, we were going to go last
Last
year,
year,
but
yeah.
weather, or something.
Hurricane.
hurricane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took it out. But I don't believe. Oh, this is tennis. Yeah, this is tennis. We're going to states in tennis, and it's at Wilmington. No,
It's in
Wilmington.
Wilmington, yes.
Yeah, and it's November 9th, maybe.
November 9th
Yeah.
through the 12th.
So when we get into states, that means we represent our area
Yes.
against other losers
Yes.
from North Carolina.
And this year, North Carolina tennis, represented by hopefully our club, is going to bring home the gold.
I hope so.
Have our area ever brought back the gold before?
Well, I think you don't bring back the gold. I think you make it to regionals.
Yeah. I'm considering winning states
Okay.
our goal.
Okay,
right?
yeah, I think
I
that
mean,
there
winning
have been.
regionals, that's
I
completely
think
out
that
of the
there's
question,
been.
Hank.
I think
we're
that
terrible.
there's been some people that have brought it, but I think some women's teams have. I don't know about guys' teams.
Yeah.
But we can do it.
Yeah, it's our chance
We can do it.
to bring back the gold.
I haven't played yet this year.
Well, actually, if you don't get one match in, you
Yeah.
don't qualify
You
for
don't-
state, so don't even worry about it. Just go ahead and sit out the rest
Sit
of
out the
them.
rest?
Yeah, we'll keep our
Is that what you
our,
want?
our horses in. We don't.
Is
really,
that what you don't want
we
me to do?
yeah, we don't
Okay,
need
all
any
right, all
ponies.
right.
We need horses. We
Okay.
need thoroughbreds.
Okay.
Okay. So you do what you think you need to do for the benefit of the team. Does that make sense to you?
It does make sense. to
Okay.
me.
Very good.
I'm glad you made the team this year.
Thank you, Hank. It's been a tough battle, but I'm back.
He's
I'm back.
baby.
All right, so some exciting things are getting ready to happen for you and I. And, we've been on fantastic voyages and adventures together.
Certainly have.
I can think of a couple off the top of my head when we flew to Biloxi
That was
on a
amazing.
private jet, had a limo or whatever waiting for us. And then when we leave, we go home in a cab and barely have enough money to pay the pilot gas money to get us back to Hickory.
Sucking oxygen down because we're all hungover and beat up.
Yes. So we've been on adventures like that. We've been on some maybe sporting adventures. We pop and maybe watch Carolina State, or we've done some
Golf
trips,
trips to the
yeah,
beach,
beach trips,
mountain trip.
mountain trips. Yeah, so lots of them. But the one that's in front of us next week, Hank, this might be the most special of all these trips.
It's going to be a good one.
You want to tell our audience about what we got in front of us
Well, we have the pleasure of playing in a golf tournament at a golf course that doesn't usually hold anything like this. They hold this event every other year, and it is kind of for a it's kind of a young life group. It's to mentor young adults, kind of like not in like involving their faith, but kind of involving their faith. And so it's an organization, and this is how they raise money, is this golf tournament.
Right.
And this golf course is amazing. I've had the opportunity to play it a couple of times. So you can't get there by any other way but by a private plane or by a ferry. We go ferry. You're going on a ferry. We ain't going on a
private plane. I'm out.
But and it's not like, it is just such an old world golf course. You get to this island, there's, scattered homes throughout it, but it is tall grass. Everything's on the water.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Right. And so it's a good time. And I'm looking forward to it. How about you?
I am too. And so it made me think when we were talking about this place, and it's called Fisher's Island, right?
Our producer is saying that we need to buy a budget amount of golf balls because we're going to lose them in the water.
Probably
which
so.
I will tell you, bring a couple.
Yes, don't worry.
Bring a couple.
Golf bag is loaded up with golf balls. But it's called Fisher's Island. Again, it's a very, very special place. And when thinking about going to on this trip with you guys, it started making me think of other really fantastic special places I've been in my life, whether it be a location, a concert, a play like the one I just saw. Was it a wedding? So anyway, I just started going through my life, Chad life, as we like to say, Chad life, not salt life, but Chad life. I've been to some pretty cool places, Hank. And so on the top of the list, so the coolest place, and I'll consider this the category of scenic and family being together in one spot. So in the Hawaii trip, I got to take what do you call them when you get into those side-by-sides?
Yep.
And we are on the southernmost point of Kona, and we jump in the side-by-sides. There's two of them. We go on a 30-minute trek through sand dunes and over volcanic rock and end up at this one place. And my uncle gets off and says, walk 100 yards there. And we look down into this little harbor, and there's sea turtles swimming everywhere. It's a green sand beach. The name of the beach is called, and I wrote it down, Papa Kolea. And the reason it's so special, there's like less than 0.5% of the population of the world has ever seen this place. I mean, it is really special. It's desolate. You're all by yourself. It takes forever to get there. If you're not in the side-by-side, it's an 8 or 7 hour hike and on foot. So just looking around and being around my Hawaiian family, and then my daughters and my wife, and looking over that view, I was like, this is beyond special.
Right.
So do you have something like that in your life that you've encountered, whether it be a location or?
Well, I think it's location is always a part of it, because you start to look at like these beautiful things that have been created, and you're like, holy cow. Right. But I'll kind of lump in, over the last 5 years or so, we've been to the Grand Canyon, we've been to the Grand Tetons, Jackson Hole, we've been to Niagara Falls. We just were in Niagara Falls this summer. And I think every time you go to some place like that and you're able to explore those areas, and you're in these kind of places that you're, first of all, visually amazed, and you're able to share it with people you love, that's kind of what
Pretty
you're
special.
going. That's what you're going with. So all of those trips, I'll lump all those together, all those family trips to those national parks, because, you do understand why they're national parks. You understand, you get it. You're like, this is extremely special, and I can't imagine the first person that came across this and what they experienced and thought. And
sure.
So I'd go ahead and say that kind of trip.
Give me a sporting event, Hank, that was really special. Like when you were there, you're like, I might never see anything like this again. Again, maybe just not the event, but maybe it's the venue, maybe it's the scale of it. Was it like a Final Four, or was it a Super Bowl? The scale, like, oh my gosh, I'm actually at a Super Bowl.
Right.
What? Do you have a sporting or a World Series game, something like that?
Right. So I've been to a Final Four. I've been to 2 Final Fours, and I don't love that because the stadiums are so huge.
Yeah.
It's like you're watching on a wristwatch.
Right.
And so they were fun. The atmosphere was great. If I had to pick one, and it's easy for me, without a doubt, Braves went to the Super Bowl. Went to the World Series. I bought tickets, woke Harris up, surprised him.
Oh, yes.
Didn't know he was going. Didn't tell him he was going. Got in the car, head to the airport. Get to the airport, tell him we're going to Houston. Get down to Houston with another good buddy of ours and his son. Get down to Houston, have great seats.
Mm-hmm.
Walking in there, a Braves fan, right? In
Right.
hostile territory,
Yes.
right? Wearing our Braves gear. First hitter of the game, Soler, bomb, sucks the air out of that place. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Just sucked the air right out. Every Houston fan fell apart right there. And we were high-fiving. And the moment that I jumped out of my seat when he hit that ball, I mean, we're talking about right at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
I jumped out of my seat. Harris jumps out of his seat. Michael Banks and his son, we're all cheering. I think to myself, if I wasn't slapping hands with the 12-year-old, I'd be getting my butt kicked right now. You know, nobody's going to like throw a punch at me. I'm celebrating with my son.
Right. One of the most dangerous places in the world now are these sporting venues.
Yeah.
Some dude in New England Patriots got killed on Sunday
I know.
for cheering.
Yes.
I mean, what?
Yes.
Crazy.
So
Dangerous.
I would say definitely game one of the Braves. And I would say, you know, another experience was Fenway Park.
Yeah.
I went there a couple years, 2 years ago, and it was great.
Yeah.
So that was not bad at all.
Yeah. Sounds amazing. Couple other things I had on my list. So the most beautiful and special sunset. I don't know if you remember in your mind, Hank, if you've seen one that was just like, whoa, this is crazy. And you remember who you were with, why you're there, and all this stuff. I have two of them. So one of them, we did this real great trip. Our friend Chris Lovern had a plane. It was his wife's birthday. We jump in the plane from Hickory to fly to Florida to see a sunset and eat dinner for her birthday.
Right.
Amazing. It was a place called Rosemary Beach, I think it was, or Seaside Beach, something
Rosemary
like that.
Beach.
Rosemary
I think it was
Beach. And we ate this phenomenal dinner at this restaurant called The Pearl, and then just jumped back in the plane and came home. And so the sunset was spectacular. Don't get me wrong, but it was really just because we were like, holy cow, we just did that. Yeah. We jumped on a plane in Hickory to see a sunset, and we're going to eat dinner and fly back. Amazing.
This podcast is sponsored by Jackson Creative, a custom communication agency located in downtown Hickory, North Carolina, specializing in online content creation. To learn more, visit thejacksoncreative.com. Jackson Creative, we tell your story.
Also, sunsets in Kona, which are way, way south. They're on the Big Island. It's like what you see in the movies where the ocean's there and the sun is huge. And it just starts descending. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I mean, it's huge on the horizon.
Yeah.
That's how every sunset in Kona was. And Lucy Rose and Olivia would always be with me. Jennifer typically would be. My mom would be gallivanting off somewhere in Kona. But we'd always come to the same spot to watch the sunset every time we were there. And it was amazing.
Amazing.
Yep. And then another really kind of breathtaking special moment for me was at a wedding. And this was for my boy Jack Choi's wedding, who got married in Golden, Colorado.
I remember the trip.
Yes, and he just had another baby 2 weeks ago. So he's a 50-year-old man. He's got a 3-year-old, a 1-year-old, and a newborn.
Dude.
So, Jack, this one's for you,
Jack,
buddy. Yeah.
I don't think we've ever met, but I'm praying for you, dude.
Yes.
And I'm wishing nothing but solid energy for you.
He's going to need a lot of solid energy, but he's got it. He's one cat that's got a lot of energy, and his wife, to put up with him, must have a lot of energy too. So they got 3 kids. He's 50 years old. One of them is just born.
Whew.
Anyway, they got married 10 years ago. And so it was in Golden, Colorado, which was spectacular. You've been to Colorado, you know the views, the mountains, it's just gorgeous. And so not only was the wedding perfect, but then after the wedding, he got us all tickets to go to Red Rocks. You know, so you got the wedding, and then Red Rocks, and amazing.
Yeah.
And I just remember listening, because Red Rocks in itself is spectacular. The moon rises, the music is fabulous. It really doesn't even matter what band you're listening to, just being there. And then I look to my left and my right, and it's all my college buddies and my wife. I mean, it was wonderful.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, so that's another special place to me.
When you were saying that, I thought of something that was pretty cool. Is when we went to, it was when we were in Moab. We were doing Grand Canyon stuff, and we went to Moab. We stayed at this place called Under Canvas, which they're tents, and they're kind of like glamping. You know, they've got bathrooms in the heavy canvas tents, right? Mm-hmm. And so Reagan and I were sitting outside because they have these like front porches with chairs on them, and we were sitting out there, and it was the most beautiful. You could see snow-capped mountains in the distance, and the amount of stars and how bright they were it was incredible.
Right.
And I mean, I remember sitting out there for like 15 minutes, just didn't talk, just
Right.
stared at him.
Yes.
And I was like, this is amazing.
Yes.
But yeah, it's one of those times where you're like, and you know, the funny thing is, this is going to sound stupid, is it's amazing. Like you walk to your car at night, you walk into your house at night, you walk into a restaurant at night. And I know that there's the fact that you can't see them because the light from the city and stuff like that, but it's above us all the time. You know what I mean? And the fact that you don't like take that into consideration is funny.
Yeah, understand. You know, and up there in those stars, it's alien life.
I knew that was coming, dude. You're a weird dude, man. You saw that they found those little tiny aliens.
I know.
That's publicity, but done.
No.
Yeah.
So next podcast.
That thing's a keychain.
Next podcast, we'll talk a little bit further about they had something inside of them that is not known by humans. Do you understand? Look what I'm saying. Known by humans.
You're staring at me like you're a maniac. What do you mean? Like they had something?
Some type of interstellar something like metal or something that is not known by humans. So I mean, it has to come from somewhere. I think it's right up there.
Right up there
in that universe.
You think they care about us?
Yeah, I do. I do think they care. Well, they care about me. They care. For you, I can't answer that, but about me, yes, they care very deeply. So before we move on from special places, Hank, what are some, Chad, you can do this, and Chad, you can't do this on the trip we're getting ready to go to? I mean, like do's and don'ts.
I got plenty.
Okay, so let's go through a list.
All right.
What can I do? What can I not do?
Do's.
Yes.
Let's go to the airport.
Okay.
A little bit early.
Okay.
Maybe eat some breakfast.
Sure.
Have Bloody Mary.
Why not?
Okay.
Okay.
Enjoy yourself. Relax.
Relax.
Okay. That's a do.
Okay.
Start of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do. Have a good time at dinner with his parents.
Okay.
Be respectful.
Of course. I'm good
Okay.
at that. I'm very good
Hey.
at that.
You know, napkin on your lap.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Don'ts. Do not bring the big speaker. Okay? Don't bring the big speaker.
So we
Okay.
need to get the little speaker.
We get the little speaker. Okay, let's not
Fair.
go crazy.
Fair.
Okay?
Yes.
Another don't.
Yeah. Yes.
Keep your shirt on. Okay?
What about rolling sleeves up?
I don't
What
know,
about
dude.
rolling
I don't think
sleeves?
so. I don't think
Come
this is a
on.
rolling sleeve kind of thing.
What am I gonna do?
It's going to be 60s.
Okay.
So
Oh, well, I might have long sleeves.
you might have a sleeve on.
Okay, good.
So that's a don't do that.
Okay. Fair.
Third don't.
Yes.
Stay up too late on Tuesday because we're getting up early on Wednesday.
to fly home.
Right. So last year 2 years ago when we did this, we had to leave the airport at 4:30.
Oh my gosh. Are we doing that this time?
I don't think it's that early.
4:30.
4:30.
What time does that mean you had to get up to get there?
No, we got up.
Oh, you got up
No,
at
we were
4:30.
leaving at 4:30 because it's like an hour drive to the airport. Okay, I think our flight was because we got to the airport at 5:30. I think our flight was at 6:30 or whatever.
That's early, Hank. That's early.
It is. So those are the do's and don'ts. Okay, I think you're going to be just fine. The other do is hit the pro shop early.
Hit the pro shop early. Okay.
Yes, hit the pro
Get some
shop
gear.
early. Get gear.
Get gear.
Get gear. All right. So
Tell me about the menu at a place like this. Is it like because I hear the restaurant we're eating that's pretty fancy. Is it like you have an appetizer, then a soup, and then an entree?
Are you
and then
talking
and then a
about? Are
sherbet
you talking about
and a dessert
The evening
prior to the golf?
Oh, it's lovely. It's a nice restaurant. They do have a soup
Yeah.
that it's two soups combined.
Yes.
Okay.
Clam chowders. if I'm
And you have to combine the two because that would mean that you're a real local. You know your stuff. Okay.
Yes.
We had this discussion for years.
Right.
And so I would suggest, I think it's called sea salt is the way that they describe it.
Would I look very impressive if I said, "Sir, I'd like
A
a bowl of sea salt"?
Yeah,
please."
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, so that's good to know.
Yeah, and then
Good
you
to know.
smack him in the face. I love that. That's really done. So just that would be a part of the fare. And you might a bowl for you is probably enough. I mean, I've seen you eat.
Yeah.
So you probably don't need to go any further than
Got
that.
any like
A
baby
pickle.
corns or okras there?
A pickle,
maybe.
I'm sure they can get you something.
Okay.
All
I think
right.
I can handle this.
Yep. I did tell you though that normally we like to get there first thing on Monday and we go for a run.
Yeah. You mentioned that.
Yeah, and I
I'm
know
not
that
a
you're
big
not
runner.
a big runner.
Not a big runner, Hank.
But they do have a bar,
Yeah. Okay.
so you can maybe head to the bar.
I'll sit down there and maybe go through some email
Okay.
while y'all are running.
I love it how you put the email in there. Like you
Let's
know
do some work. Let's do some work while we're there.
No work
No,
being
I was
done.
thinking about this. So I can run. I mean, if I have to run, I will run.
You don't
And
have
you run on a scenic. You run on a
Oh
beach.
yeah, no. Well, we go down to
You go
this
down to the beach.
lighthouse. We run to this lighthouse. It's really pretty, and
Yeah.
so maybe you slide the running shoes in there.
Might do that. And I was even thinking maybe I can rent one of those little things that on that wheel. I could just
The one
The
wheel?
one wheel. I'll
Oh,
just-
yeah.
While y'all are running, I'll just one wheel it down.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That's no problem there,
That'd
right?
be reasonable.
Okay.
That'd be reasonable.
Sounds fair. So let me just go through this again. Sleeves, yes, check.
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 Polite.
Polite, check. Respectful,
Respectful.
check. Little speaker.
Yeah.
Sea salt.
Sea salt.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good.
You're
right?
good.
I'm perfect.
You're
Yes.
good. You're good. You're good. I would bring rain gear
Okay.
and something warm.
And something warm because it gets chilly up there. I
Chilly.
hear. Okay. Very
It's
good.
very chilly.
Well, Hank, I'm going to introduce you to something you haven't heard in about a year. You ready for it?
Bring it.
Ye old bell. Remember this old bell,
Heck
Hank?
yeah.
It's been through a lot of episodes.
Look
of
at
Big
it. It's
Family.
kind of like leaning.
It's even leaning. It's a little warped.
Got a little gangsta lean
It
on.
does. It does. This old bell's been through a lot, and so this whole bell is going to help me with our next segment of Let's Ask Hank. Hank, if you remember this game, it's kind of like Family Feud. We introduced it last week. It's like a kind of a twist off Hank's hierarchy.
Sure.
Where I'm going to ask you some questions and you try to get the top 5 answers. Okay,
Got
Hank?
it.
All right. So here's the first one on Let's Ask Hank. Hank, name something you've seen your neighbor doing outside while wearing a bathrobe.
Throwing away trash.
Hank, trash. Number 3 answer, but
Okay.
there are a couple that are in front of it, Hank.
Getting mail.
Getting mail. Number 2. And let's try to get number 1 here, Hank.
Walking animal.
He's number 4, so that's top 5. Yes, walking animal.
Getting the newspaper.
Newspaper. Hank, that is the number 1 answer. The last, number 5, is emptying sewer from RV.
Oh yeah.
Cousin Eddie.
Cousin
yes,
Eddie.
Cousin Eddie. Hank,
Yeah.
you killed that one, buddy. You killed that one. Number 2. Name something that has to be licked.
Sucker.
Number 1, lollipop sucker. Good job, Hank.
Thank you.
Let's go 2.
What would be number 2?
Gotta lick it. What would that be, Hank?
Top of a C battery. No, I'm kidding. You remember how terrible that
yes.
was?
Did you ever really do it? Like everybody says it would shock you.
Yeah.
I pretend like I did.
Popsicle.
Exactly. Ice cream cone popsicle, number 2. Yes, sir.
Stamp.
3. That's the one I thought you'd have trouble with, stamp, because nobody really even sends mail
You're
anymore.
thinking
Yes,
food.
yes.
You're
You're
thinking
thinking
food,
food, yes. And the stamp, the other one I'm just going to give you, and then you can try to get 5. It's an envelope. You put the stamp on the envelope,
envelope.
licky, licky, lick.
Yeah.
And the last one, this is pretty difficult. Something that has to be licked.
something that has to be licked.
Look at 'em.
Lips.
Lips. There you go, Hank. Very well done. Lips. Okay, number 2.
That was a tough one.
That was very tough. Let's do this one. This is a fill in the blank portion of our show.
Okay.
Hank, fill in the blank. Raging blank.
Bull.
Raging bull, number 1. Yes. Let's keep going.
Oh, the
Yes,
raging,
raging.
spouse.
No. No raging spouse. We're looking for raging.
Hormones.
Yes, number 4, Hank.
Okay.
Number 4. And also things that you would think that would be raging, like if you're going,
Like weather. Something weather based.
it's weather based, but this is more specific to, man, Nantahala had some raging
Waves.
rapids.
Yeah.
And then number 5 is fire. It's a lot
Raging
of
fire.
raging fire. You know,
Okay.
it's weather related stuff.
A lot of weather related
But yes.
stuff.
All right, Hank, number 4. Let's ask Hank. Name something you did in kindergarten that you wish you could do today. What did you do in kindergarten that you would do?
Took naps.
Naps. Number 1 at a 90% clip. Number 1 answer. Let's keep going here, Hank.
Take naps. How about
What would you do in kindergarten? You know,
run and play?
yeah, play.
Yeah.
Play's number 2. Yes.
Color.
Color number 3. This one you should definitely get because
Snack time.
I figured that'd be number 1 for you.
Snack time.
And number 5, this is an odd one. You're never going to get this one, but
Punch the bully.
pee in pants.
I
Pee-
thought
did you really-
I was gonna say that.
You're going to say pee in
But
pants?
yeah.
Oh, gosh. Man, you should write these questions then, Hank. Good job. All right, here's our last one.
Okay.
Let's ask Hank. Name something Miss Claus might leave the North Pole to get away from.
Elves.
Specifically, this is weird, but it said annoying or horny elves. Number
Yikes.
3. Yike-a-ramba.
I want to know the website that you got this on.
Yike-a-ramba. All right, let's go. Keep going.
Reindeer poop.
Did you see this list
No,
already?
no.
Reindeer farts, number 4.
Fantastic.
Unbelievable.
Fantastic.
You sure you didn't see this
I
list?
didn't see that.
Okay.
I didn't see that.
Keep going.
How about somewhere it's Santa Claus is a slob and it's got to be his trash and stuff.
Number 2, Santa is drunk again.
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
Okay. So you're missing 1 and 5.
1 and 5.
Here we
okay,
go.
so 1 would be she would get out of there
Why does-
because of the snow, the weather.
The
She
weather.
hates the
she
weather.
hates the weather. You know, Miss Claus, she's not prepared
Yes.
for it being cold all the time. She wants a little spring weather, so that's when she goes down to Florida.
Right.
So now we need number 5.
Work every day.
No, but good guess. Old fruit cake or old cookies?
Oh,
she
yeah.
just wants to get away. Just get out of the house.
out
Let's
of
get
there.
away from this stuff. You know, we're 94 days from Christmas.
That's scary.
We are 94 days.
scary.
And so, you know, Halloween right around the corner, you know, it's
That's
big.
Jennifer's favorite holiday,
Jennifer's
right?
favorite holiday. So she took the whole Sunday, this past Sunday, and just decorated the whole house Halloween. It's unbelievable. We got spiders hanging from the ceilings. You know, we got ghosts coming out the closets. I mean, it's pretty awesome stuff.
Who gets to put that up?
She does it all. Yeah, I don't touch
don't
decorations.
touch it.
I don't even mess with any decorations
touch
because if I touch it and it goes in the wrong place, I'm gonna get hollered at, and I don't want to get hollered at over Halloween decorations. You know what I mean? I get hollered at over enough things, Hank. You feel me?
I know you get.
Yeah.
And you should.
You know I get hollered
And you
at,
should.
yes. So a couple other things we'll touch on, and then you might have a list of things you want to speak about. But Hickory High, 4-0, went to their game last weekend. Huge raffle, $120,000 raffle.
63,000.
63 went to this fine young lady, and 63 to the Boosters Club.
Yep.
Amazing. Hickory High, a lot of good stuff going on in Hickory
Oh
right
man,
now.
you
Hank.
should see that sports program because of the kids that are there now and like the freshmen, Lucy Rose's class.
Mhm.
Between those boys and girls, they're going to win a couple state championships in the next 4 years.
I think
Watch.
so. Yep, I agree with you.
Watch.
In multiple sports. Yeah, no
Yep.
doubt about it. No doubt about it. Well, buddy, this one's short but sweet. If you want to talk about anything else, we're game, or if not, we can just roll on to our next appointment.
I've got one thing.
Please. Yes.
Nothing in this world is worse than moving.
Oh, yes. Let's talk about this.
I close on my old house tomorrow. We've already closed on our new house.
Mm-hmm.
And since September 1st, I gained possession. We were just doing kind of carloads of stuff, you know.
Right.
Then they moved the big stuff on September 15th, so we started sleeping there last Friday.
How does it feel sleeping in a new
It's
home?
great.
It's got to be a good feeling.
It's great. The problem is you have boxes everywhere, and you don't know where anything is,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so you're trying to get your crap together, and you can't remember where your crap is. And so, you know, my dog's all to hell. The invisible fence guy can't come till October 5th.
Oh, Lord.
So she's inside the whole time. We got to walk her, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
She's not feeling it.
Yeah.
But when it's all said and done, Chad, we're going to have fun here.
It's going to be a good
We're
place.
going to have fun here. But
Good.
I will tell you, don't hold on to crap. We filled a dumpster last week. A dumpster.
A dumpster just of stuff.
We've been in our house 21 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow,
and
that's a long time.
if you know, the thing about moving is it tests a marriage. Because when I was in hour 3 in that 115-degree attic, and I was handing down the 3rd broken frame.
You're saving frames that are broken.
Apparently we are.
Okay, got it.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's about the time that the fuse is lit. And it's time
Yes.
to just get out of Dodge.
Sure.
So it was fun. It was fine. We're still together.
Good.
The
Glad to
house
hear
is
that.
still there.
Yes.
So, but we had an unfortunate incident happen in our driveway. I got a new car.
Yes.
There's about 1,000 miles on it.
Mm-hmm.
Reagan ran into it
Oh, during the move?
during the move.
Oh, everybody's sweaty and angry already, and then, oh,
Yeah.
Everybody's okay though. Everybody's safe.
Everybody's okay, but it was unfortunate.
Oh, it sounds like it's unfortunate.
But yeah, I mean, nobody was more upset than Reagan.
Of course.
Nobody was more upset than Reagan. But, it's one of those things that, hey, if that's the worst thing that happens,
Right.
then we're okay.
New cars can't stay new forever.
You almost want them to have a dent and broke.
Dinged up, yes.
Yeah, well, you don't want it to have a dinged up. I can tell you.
Sorry to hear that, buddy. But anyway, you can repair that. What
we
you can't repair is love.
That's right.
I mean, you can repair love, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Am I saying that correctly?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know what I'm saying.
I'm not a therapist.
Yes,
I know what you meant, though.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah. But that's all I wanted to add. Do not, if you don't have to move, don't move. It sucks. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's awful.
But once it's done,
Hopefully it'll be good.
then you're happy. Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, thank you, Hank. Thanks for the moving story. And thank you for our big fan audience for sticking with us through thick and thin. We're going to be back here in 2 weeks and with some updates on our wonderful trip, Hank's new living conditions in his new home. I'm sure there'll be some other wonderful topics that we can share with our audience as well. And Olivia, I know you're going to be listening. So, girl, get ready. We're going to pick you up. We're going to grab lunch Friday. I think we're having lettuce wraps. Mommy's making them on Friday dinners. It's Olivia's favorite thing to eat.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
So is this like fall break?
Fall break's not until October, but a lot of her friends have already come and gone, and she didn't come, but so she wants to come home.
She just wants to come home.
Yeah, come home. So we're going to do that. And so anyway, I look forward to seeing you, and big fan audience, I look forward to talking to you next time. Peace.
And it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it. Something inside has died, and I can't hide, and I just
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.